Welcome, all friends in the Dhamma. I will bring you going inside by watch and inspect your breath and breathing. In the beginning, watch and inspect. Watch and inspect. You got very good mindfulness. After you watch and inspect, then I will let you more wake up with relaxing and smile. Then your breath and breathing in front, you can recognize more inside. Okay. In the beginning, you recognize breathing more in front. Then we use the word watch and inspect. But after you got more relaxing, more letting go, your breathing go nicely, deeply, then I will let you notice inwards. Notice and inspect the whole breathing inside. And even the breathing very subtle and go everywhere in your body, in your spiritual. You still notice and inspect. Okay. After you doing notice and inspect more and more, it got awareness, wake up, it break through your heart and wake up with uh, more and more consciousness. Okay, don't use your thought. We do it now. Okay, because watch and inspect. This word very powerful. Notice and inspect. More going inside. Watch mean we start in the beginning. Watch something outside or in front. Your breath and breathing start from in front. We start with watch and inspect. After you feel your breathing nicely more inside, then your mind would like to go inside. Then you just notice and inspect your breathing. And more you notice and inspect, then your mind will come to your heart and become one pointedness of mind here. Okay, one pointedness of mind. In the beginning, watch and inspect it here. One pointedness of mind. Okay, one pointedness of mind. Focus point is here. The one who watch. Okay, the one who watch and inspect. But after you got one pointedness of mind, and then you just relaxing and letting go. Okay, and then you notice and inspect. This is going into one pointedness of mind inside with singleness of mind, or we can say this is singleness of mind, because when you go break to inside is open. Singleness of mind is vipassana, but you still notice from the top view. Don't have to look downwards. Just notice until your mind come inside. Your mind come inside. This become one pointedness of mind and singleness of mind, and this also become one pointedness of mind and singleness of mind. So now they come together, mind and heart, all full consciousness. Okay, just practice and see from your experience. Don't try to remember. Okay, now in the beginning, just relaxing and smile, and with right resolve, recognize all goodness come to your heart. Then you can watch and inspect your breath and breathing. Doesn't matter long or short. You watch and inspect more clearly on here and more clearly going inside together. Mm. Whenever it more clearly going inside more and more, and then you wake up, your mind still. Okay. Then notice and inspect breathing in. You can do this way. You start with watch and inspect with eye open. Okay. Even you look at me. Can you watch near to you in the nostril? Can you watch and inspect? Even you look at me. We start with watch and inspect by opening eye until you feel more comfortable, more relaxing. Then it more breathing nicely, deeply. And then when you close your eye, you just notice and inspect the breathing, the whole breathing. In the beginning, you look at me. You don't need to watch the whole breathing. You only watch breathing in front when you open eye. Okay? Watch breathing in front, in and out, good enough. Okay? Because you open eye, you look at me. Okay? You look at me. Can you watch now breathing in or breathing out? Can you watch? Yeah. And watch and inspect together how breathing in, nice, soft or subtle. How breathing out, okay, nice, soft or subtle. Can you inspect the quality? Okay. uh, Watch and inspect, then you watch the breath breathing in front, but you inspect the quality. This is good for opening eye. Even you are at your workplace, you can watch and inspect more. You can inspect, maybe even you work or talk to people, you just be able to inspect the quality of your breathing. If your breathing very glossy, very loud, that means you are going to be empty. Okay. If you inspect your breathing not nice and soft, that means your heart still with loving kindness. After your breathing become glossy and loud, loving kindness gone away, anger come. So we can inspect. We watch people, but we can inspect the quality of our breathing. Inspect it good. Even in daily life work, you do whatever. You walk on the street, you watch the way, but you can inspect the quality of breathing. If the quality of breathing bad, uh, breathing very fast, that means you walk in a hurry. Okay. If the breathing so nice, so soft, okay, that means you walk uh, gently, okay, mindfully, okay. Uh, so you watch the way and inspect your breathing, or you doing whatever, you inspect your breathing, inspect the quality, okay. Uh, and now, uh, when you more watching and inspect your breathing, good, it brings good heart quality, good quality in your heart as well. With good quality in your heart, that means you feel more comfortable. Then breathing more deeply, nicely inside. Uh, in in this way, when you got nice breathing deeply inside, close your eye and notice. Don't have to watch. Notice deeply and inspect the quality. Notice and inspect. More inspection of the breathing, then you can realize more consciousness. because now your breathing goes nicely, gently, deeply, very good quality, and it come up with consciousness, wake up consciousness more and more. Then notice and inspect, seeing the result. The result is something from your heart open and wake up. That is consciousness, more and more consciousness. Notice and inspect your breathing with smiling gently. Inspect. Notice and inspect breathing in, breathing stop, and breathing out. Inspect the quality. Is so soft, gentle or not? More you can inspect breathing, good quality, softer, more gentle, more gently, and more subtle. Okay, then your heart become glad. Gladness wake up in your heart. All joy, happiness, and gladness gradually more and more come up in your heart. Inspect. More you watch and inspect, you develop very good quality of breathing. Before you try to control the breath and breathing, to force your breathing deeply, that's not good because you try to force. It's not good quality. Notice and inspect. Inspect will help develop good quality of breathing. And with smiling gently, then you wake up with consciousness, and consciousness uh, come up to your facial feeling. You got seeing, facial feeling, consciousness come up to the whole body. You can see the whole body consciousness. Now you got inspect and see clearly. Now just inspect because you wake up with seeing already. Don't have to put too much notice, but inspect the quality. Softer, gently. Inspect your breathing with smiling gently. How the quality you got of your breathing. Inspect. All notice and inspect together. Notice and inspect your breathing with smiling gently. Notice and inspect overall breathing inside. Because breathing, more you notice and inspect, it go through overall inside. Not only in and out. It go through overall inside. Notice and inspect. And just notice and inspect inspect clearly, inspect clearly, inspect mindfully. When your mind come to your heart and not separate, only inspect mindfully good enough. But if your mind still come to your heart, sometime separate, sometime come to your heart and separate sometime, you need notice and inspect until you feel it become one together. Not not stirring, not checkable. Uh, then inspect mindfully good enough. But it's still checkable or sometimes separate mind separate from the heart. Then you need to develop uh, noticing and inspecting together. When your mind and your heart become one, you got very good calmness. Then inspect only enough. Inspect, inspect, inspect and awareness. Inspect and awareness. When it become calmness already become one together. When you inspect, it got wake up with awareness. Inspect and aware of your breathing and also your mind calm and secluded. Now your mind and your heart become one in seclusion more. Seclusion. When you got seclusion, just inspect and see with good awareness. Inspect and see. Inspect and see. Inspect overall breathing, very subtle. That means your breathing go everywhere already. Then you just inspect the quality of breathing. So subtle, subtle, subtle. Now inspect your breathing inwards with smiling gently. Inspect and see clearly. Inspect and see clearly. How breathing, how feeling. If you still got a bit thought, then you must come back to notice and inspect. or if you feeling calm or sometimes not calm, then you must come back to notice and inspect. Notice and inspect your breathing inside. And then inspect mindfully from inside. Inspect mindfully from your heart. Inspect mindfully from your heart with awareness and see what you see. Just let it be and let it go. Awareness with accept, understanding, and let it be and let it go. Inspect with accept, understanding, and let it be, let it go. Inspect with accept, understanding, let it be, let it go. With relaxing, smiling gently inside together. The quality is good if you relaxing and smiling gently. The quality of breathing is very good if you relaxing and smiling gently and inspect the quality of breathing or inspect the feeling of breathing. Quality means the feeling of breathing, and you inspect the feeling of breathing. Again, if you still got a bit thought, you need to come back, notice and inspect. and see the result. More consciousness wake up more. Can you see? If more notice and inspect, and the breathing become soft and subtle, of very good quality. So nice. Then you got more consciousness wake up over your face. On your face become more wake up with awareness and wake up to the whole body. The whole body got more awareness of consciousness. It becomes sense. You got seen by sense from consciousness. More sense wake up, then it become exploring, exploring clearly. Don't have to inspect now because it got wake up more and more with consciousness. Consciousness wake up with sensing over the whole body. Then just explore inside. Explore emptiness inside. But if consciousness uh, not wake up or wake up a little, you still need to inspect, inspect the feeling of it, inspect the feeling of breathing. Can you inspect the feeling of breathing? With the feeling of breathing, you can inspect. It become conscious more and more. Inspect. Or just keep inspect the feeling of breathing. Until you got full consciousness, then it become exploring, exploring, exploring the whole breathing, and don't need to inspect because you got exploring the whole breathing inside clearly. For now, just inspect until you know by yourself. It become full consciousness more and more, and become exploring. Now just inspect. Then you got more sense wake up. More sense wake up, you got more exploring wake up. and exploring come up with emptiness. Inspect the feeling of breathing. More exploring, more emptiness, and more exploring. If you can still inspect breathing in emptiness. When you got emptiness, just inspect breathing in emptiness. Then it becomes boundless emptiness. More you can inspect being in emptiness, it becomes boundless emptiness. Boundless emptiness with full consciousness. And now just sit firmly on your cushion. It will strengthen full consciousness. Inspect breathing in emptiness. You got Jeto Samadhi and Vipassana together. But if you just uh, develop Vipassana, then you only exploring all mental state in emptiness. Uh, it depends on what you would like to develop. Vipassana only just exploring in emptiness or mental state. But if you would like to develop Jeto Samadhi together, you need to inspect subtle breathing in emptiness together. Inspect breathing in emptiness will bring your mindfulness deep to the bottom to uproot all kilesa. Before you get into emptiness, but you cannot inspect breathing. But today you develop uh, mindfulness uh, by inspecting breathing, inspect breathing, mindfulness with mindfulness more and more. Even in emptiness, you still can inspect breathing. Only inspect breathing in emptiness now and see what happens. In emptiness, you cannot uh, watch, notice breathing in and breathing out, but you can inspect the quality of breathing, or you can still inspect the feeling of breathing. Now breathing become everywhere breathing in your body and in your heart. Inspect the feeling of breathing in emptiness or in silence. Just now keep silent. Inspect in silence. Inspect in silence. Very powerful. Silence will make your mind very powerful. Inspect in silence. You can see clearly, knowing clearly, and not involved. Inspect the feeling of breathing in silence. With smiling gently and with recognition of all goodness more and more in your heart. And inspect the feeling of breathing with the right resolve. With right resolve or letting go, you got joy and happiness more and more. And inspect breathing in joy and happiness. So you can realize sometimes you go deep into emptiness, but sometimes the power of meditation is not good enough, then come back to joy and happiness again. And then more you come back to joy and happiness and inspect the feeling of it in silence. Then it will go to emptiness again. Do exercise on this more and more and learn by your experience. Inspect mindfully. Just inspect mindfully. From now on, just inspect mindfully. Inspect mindfully the feeling of breathing and learn what happening because uh, your calmness, emptiness is not stable. Uh, then if you keep inspect mindfully until it's stable, then it become clear knowing, clear seeing again. And from clear knowing, clear seeing, it become more and more calmness and emptiness nicely. Inspect mindfully how feeling of your breathing. Inspect the feeling of breathing, so gentle, subtle, with mindfulness more and more, with awareness more and more, with letting go more and more. Inspect mindfully, breathing so soft, so subtle, everywhere. Inspect mindfully, soft and subtle breathing everywhere inside, nicely. Always inspect mindfully. Whatever feeling, how you feeling with your breathing, how you feeling with your heart. Inspect mindfully. And before we finish this session, just review how calm and empty your mind is, and how knowing and seeing in emptiness, because you always inspect the feeling of breathing, then you wake up in emptiness. And now slowly open eye. When you have more skill, then smile and inspect breathing in your smile. Can you just relax? Smile and inspect breathing in your smile. Smile with all goodness and speak and inspect breathing in your smile with all goodness. Smile with loving kindness and inspect your breathing in the feeling of loving kindness. And then close your eye. Inspect mindfully in your feeling so good, so smiling, gently, so pure, clear, and beautiful mind. Inspect. When you have skill, one shot only. Inspect in your feeling of smile, in your feeling of loving kindness and all goodness. And now what you need to develop more, try to develop more. In daily life, develop more goodness in your heart. Then if you have goodness in your heart more and more, you can inspect mindfully the feeling of breathing. That means you still alive. Now you're not alive. You bursting. Okay, you're not alive. You got emotion. You're not alive. Okay, uh, or badly alive. Emotion. Okay. Uh, Now what you need to develop? Not develop breathing. develop goodness, then the result is you can inspect the feeling of breathing that make you alive, make you feel good. Okay, and then every time when you do meditation, just develop all goodness and inspect the feeling of breathing inside and close your eye again. because you know your home already. Your home is your goodness, your smile and goodness, your home. And now just share merely to everybody in your family from all goodness to everybody in your country and everybody on earth. And bring back all merely to yourself by smiling to yourself. Then you got merely to yourself for your good health, happiness, and all success. And we finish today's session. Satu.